What's up, guys? Chris back again. Uh, it's another chilly day in Louisiana. It's cold outside. Got my beanie on. Uh, gonna go out and do a little hunting here in a little while. But before that, we're gonna be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. Just came out last week, 2023, directed by Emma Tammy. It's got my boy Josh Hutcherson in it. Peta Peter Malark or whatever his name is from Hunger Games, got him in it. And it's also got my boy Shaggy, Matthew Lillard in it, Stu Macher, from Scream. It's got both of those in it, both those guys in it. And let's get down to it. First off, based on a video game, right? We all know the history of video game movies. We normally aren't real big fans of them. You know what I mean? They're not accurate. They're not source accurate. Uh, they're normally rife with errors or character, uh, inaccurate character depictions, stuff like that. That's most video game movies. I mean, look at what we've got. We've gotten Dungeon Siege with Jason Statham and directed by Ooh Bowl. Ew Bowl, that guy. So anyway, Five Nights at Freddy, based on a video game. My kids have played the games for years now, since they were little. They find them scary. They think that the story and the lore is, really cool. It's like a generational thing, I guess, because both my kids are into it. Most kids know who, Freddy Fazbear is, all that good stuff. So I'm going into it. I'm watching it with with no knowledge of lore, how characters are supposed to be depicted, any of that, okay? And I didn't like it. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But on the flip side of that coin, my oldest son went and saw it with some friends for one of his friends' birthdays. He's 13 and he loved it. He thought it was amazing. Great movie. So, again, it's probably a generational thing. Also, he's been playing the games. I have not. So, in my opinion, I'm watching this movie, and it starts off solid, right? It starts off with a very solid, opening, solid story, solid introduction to the story. But then as it goes on, it just kind of falls apart. There's a lot. I didn't like the fact that they use like I don't want to say a cover story, but there's like a story inside the story in order to get our main character into the pizza place, right? So the pizza place was made in the 80s. Some kids disappeared. The guy who owned the place was actually a serial killer of children, and he killed them. When the cops came to investigate, they couldn't find the bodies because he put the bodies inside the animatronics. So the animatronics are possessed by the dead children, their corpses and their spirits. That in and of itself is freaking awesome for a horror movie. Okay, kick ass. Let's continue with that. There was the animatronics weren't even menacing, guys. So in the games, you're running from the animatronics. You're trying to get the hell away from them. You don't want them to catch you because they're going to kill you because they don't want you in the pizza place, right? But in this, it's like Josh Hutcherson is the security guard, and his little brother got kidnapped by the same guy from Fazbears, so many years ago when they were children. They never found him. They never found his body. But now these spirits of these children inside these animatronics are going to guide him to his brother. And I'm just like, the spirits ain't supposed to be guiding you. No, they're supposed to be guiding you to the afterlife. That's what they're supposed to be guiding you to because they're menacing. They're supposed to be scary. Nothing in this film was scary at all. Not to me. I mean, now there's a few intense moments, but nothing that I was like, oh, nothing got me. Nothing gave me chills. Nothing made me go, ooh, or nothing like that. Nothing. Normally, if I'm watching a horror movie, if there's some kind of graphic violence or, oh, excuse me, I had the hiccups. If there's some kind of graphic violence or something like that, I'm like, I gotta grit my teeth to get through it. This had none of that. I was very disappointed. I wanted to turn it off, actually. But I powered through it because Mama didn't raise no quitter. And so I continued on watching it. One of the things I will say is I really, really liked the the way the animatronics looked, because Jim Henson's Creature Shop or whatever, they're the ones who made the suits for Five Nights at Freddy's, and everything looked really good. Like nothing looked CGI. At first, I thought that the animatronics were CGI, but they were actually Jim Henson puppets. So go figure, right? Got to give them props for that. But overall, I just didn't find the story very good. I didn't find the act like Josh Hutcherson. He just phoned in everything. He had one facial expression, tired, the entire movie. Now I know he's supposed to be a sleep deprived single brother taking care of a little sister who doesn't talk. All she does is draw, and all those great traumatic things that people have nowadays in their movies. But he was just tired because he wants to sleep and find his little brother in his dreams. In his dreams, he thinks he can find him. Terrible, terrible story element, right? Dreams. I mean, only time you should be looking through dreams to find somebody is when it's a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. That's just me, though. But yeah, Josh Hutcherson phoned it in. He had one facial expression, tired. Matthew Lillard, on the other hand, he played. Oh man, I can't remember that guy's name. In he's called Steve Ragland when he's the temporary job guy, but he plays the main villain. And Afton, that's it. He plays William Afton, and he is really good. Like his suit is terrifying when you see him towards the end. He is scary, and I've always, ever since we get him as Stu in Scream, I've always thought Matthew Lillard played a great psycho, great bad guy. So he really kind of knocks it out of the park in this. He's actually one of the better parts of the film. But overall, I just didn't think this was very good. I didn't think it was very accurate to the source material from what I've heard from my children. But again, generational thing, maybe a lost in translation kind of thing where I don't understand what I'm watching. But as an adult and as a parent, I didn't see the appeal to this movie. I wasn't impressed. I give it 2 stars out of 5. I mean, you can check it out on Peacock if you want to. I think I'm part of the minority that didn't like it. Most everybody, the audience scores through the roof on Rotten Tomatoes, but the audience scores like 29% or something. It's bad. Not audience score, critic score. Audience score is good, critic score is bad. Anyway, so yeah, 2 stars out of 5, guys. You, if you like what you see, like and subscribe. Click for notifications. Comment in the comment section. Let's start some conversations and whatnot. Join up on the Facebook group at Cinema Dolce. Join my TikTok followers, Cinema Dolce. As always, I'm going to keep making them if you keep watching them, guys. I love you. God bless, and have a great rest of your day.